Mhm. So we still have people coming in. We'll give them a few more seconds. We're getting a little bit of feedback, and we would like to ask everyone to mute their mics at this time, please. So it is 11:46, so we're going to get ready to start this session. Welcome. Thank you everyone for attending our session. We are with All About Books today, and they will be talking about diverse books for early childhood with us today. So we would like to welcome Natalie Garvey of All About Books to the Smart Start Conference for our session today. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Natalie. We have just a couple of things I do want to mention to remind everyone to please complete the surveys for today's sessions that you attend. We will also post these links in the chat. We will post today's survey and yesterday's survey for those of you that did not get a chance to complete it. I want to thank everyone for attending our sponsorship sessions because their sponsors are a big part of the Smart Start Conference. So we thank them for everything that they do for us. And again, thank you for attending this session. And we will have some other things to add, and we will add at the end of the session and also look for information in the chat. Thank you and enjoy. Welcome, Natalie.
Thank you, Yvonne, and thank you for having us. As Yvonne mentioned, my name is Natalie, and I have been working with All About Books for 4 years now. I am a sales account manager here. So today I'm going to be talking about diverse books. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And we're just gonna open this up for you. Perfect. So we are going to be talking about diverse books for early childhood, as Yvonne mentioned, and as well as how we choose what's appropriate for each age range. So I am going to start with a quick rundown of all of our age categories. And from there, I will touch upon individual age range while also showcasing some of our current catalog titles in tandem. All of these titles can also be found on our website. So let's go ahead and start. So when curating our book selection, we do use the Reach Out and Read milestones as a guideline when we age our books throughout the catalog. And I say a guideline because we all know that every child develops differently. So to start, we have our birth to 6 months section. And that is really where we start to set the foundation for reading right from the start. And then we move into a 6 to 12 month age range, as well as our 12 to 18 and 18 to 24 month age range, which we categorize as our younger toddler. From there, we have our 24 to 36 months, and that is our older toddler. And last but certainly not least, we have our 3 to 5 year section. And this is what we classify as our preschooler age range. So now let's move right on along to our birth to 6 month and 6 to 12 month age range, which, as I mentioned, the beginning birth to 6 months is primarily focused on parent, caregiver, and child bonding. So reading longer stories for them to hear the parent's voice is appropriate. So My Heart Fills with Happiness is a little bit longer of a story. And books that have loving affirmations, something like I Will Talk to You, Little One. From there, we also recommend high contrast books as the infant's eyesight is developing. Faces books and touch and feel books are all appropriate for this age range, as well as those chunky, small little books that babies love to chew on. So in this age range, babies are starting to see colors within those first few months, and then they can start identifying skin color and facial features at around 6 months, while their eyesight is fully developed by 12 months. So within that first year, we start with the high contrast books, as I mentioned, primarily black and white with some color accents to catch their attention. So that's something like our Caring for Baby title that's on this slide, and that whole series, which incorporates both baby faces as well as that high contrast depiction. And then we move into faces and touch and feel books for them to handle on their own and entertain them. This is the perfect opportunity to start right from the day they're born to incorporate baby faces books that feature children that look different on every page. So that's something we strive for with all of our faces titles, is that each page has a different representation of some child. Babies love looking at other babies. And I remember my daughter, who is now 17 months old, when she first started recognizing faces. I believe we were reading our Feelings book from the Little Faces series, and she laughed at one of the babies smiling. And it was just the coolest moment to watch her brain developing and recognizing the different faces that were being shown in the book. So some of these titles, as I have already mentioned, will be found in other age ranges throughout the catalog, as we really just try to put that emphasis on birth to 6 months being that time to set the foundation for reading from the start. So from here, we will go into our, if it will let me, there we go into our 12 to 18 and 18 to 24 month section. So here you can start incorporating books that are showing familiar items and tasks. So something like Go to Bed Goat, which focuses on a bedtime routine, and anything mealtime, playtime, any of those kinds of books. Books that ask questions, what do you see around town in everyday life? And rhyming books, lots of repetition. So our Baby Bear title, Brown Bear is another classic within that same realm. Anything that just has that repetition. So choosing books, like I said, that start to name objects in everyday life, allowing the child to also start to name objects as they start to find their voice. So right now, my daughter loves finding the most mundane things like sticks and rocks and pointing them out wherever we are. So little things like that, that you as an adult might not pay attention to anymore, they find fascinating. So around this age, toddlers are also starting to categorize items by colors, shapes, size, and this includes people. So people with blonde hair, brown eyes, black skin, white skin, just observing the world around them and exposing them to these books is important from the start, but also this is a great time to even more incorporate that. So they're also starting to ask questions in books and everyday activities within this realm of 12 to 24 months. So what's this? What's that? And it's always good to continue that conversation and ask questions in return to get them to start thinking a little bit more critically. Even if it's a question like, where's your water bottle? And they go and find it. Just anything to also keep them engaged during this time. Their brains are developing at a crazy rate. So from here, we'll go into our 24 to 36 month section. And this is where silly stories start to come into play, rhyming and singing, books about children and families, and picture books that tell short stories to engage and entertain. A silly story, and one of my favorites, is that Don't Push the Button book. It really engages the reader, adult or child, and throughout the whole thing, you're asking to not push a button, and then scratch a tummy and shake a book. So it's just a really great fun book that will keep their attention. A rhyming and singing book continued into this age range, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, all of those reversed rhymes that we have. And books about children and families, the family book, which showcases that all families look different and that's okay and wonderful. And Leo Loves Mommy is another great title. So this 24 to 36 month age range is a great time to start incorporating those kinds of short stories. Books like The Very Hungry Caterpillar, My Heart Fills with Happiness, which we've already seen, and the Leo and Lola storybooks, as well as Guess How Much I Love You. These are all a good length of book to read and engage a toddler's attention, while also teaching them those important, valuable lessons and messages, while they are able to comprehend them in shorter spurts at this age. So incorporating books that specifically address diversity, but also books that feature diversity without addressing it head on, are important from the start, but also within this age range. So books like Leo Loves Mommy features a Black child, but he's a toddler that attends playtime with all of his other friends, just like any other toddler. In the Storytelling Math series, they showcase early math concepts that are applicable to every child, and every child is being demonstrated and represented with different skin colors throughout the series. So continuing to harbor that and showcase those from birth all the way to here is just so important to normalize it for every child. Now we'll get to our final age range, which is our 3 to 5 year age range. So this is when we can start with picture books that start to tell slightly longer stories that are maybe a little bit more engaging for both the reader and the caregiver or parent who might be reading with them or helping them to start learning to read. Books about kids who look and live like them. Books that are easy to read, as well as counting or any other concept book, are always appropriate for this age range. So 3 to 5 is when children are starting to read, as I mentioned. So it's important to choose books that have words they can easily identify, as well as images and context clues, so that they can start to draw their own conclusions. As children start going to school, they may fear seeming different or meeting new people. So books like We're Different, We're the Same, All Are Welcome, and Be Kind speak on the topic of accepting and being kind to everyone in every scenario. These titles are also wonderful books to read in any age range, any developmental stage that a child's at. I know my husband and I love reading All Are Welcome right now, and our daughter also loves that book. She went through a phase of requesting to read it every day. So that's a favorite in our household. And again, as I mentioned, she is almost 1.5 years. So it's really just exposing those types of books from the start that's so important, and continuing to do so as they get older and as they start learning and seeing more things. So choosing diversity and offering a diverse selection is more than just finding books for a specific audience. It's really important to have a variety of options for every child to be able to read and see themselves. As we start to incorporate and continue to incorporate the windows and mirrors concept, which many of you know to mean the concept of showing a glimpse into someone else's life and or a reflection of their own life. This is having books that are available for every type of audience is essential. So even if a child might not be coping with a specific scenario depicted in a book, they may have a classmate or a friend in the future who is coping with that situation. And so reading it and becoming more familiar with any type of scenario at home prepares them for whatever they're presented with and helps them potentially have those tools to address those scenarios and help others address those scenarios. So books like Julian is a Mermaid or When We Are Kind are great options for these types of scenarios. I also want to mention, as I said, all of the titles that I've talked about are currently in our catalog and can be found on the website. But in addition to our catalog titles, we always have online exclusives on the website, because we can't include everything in our catalog, but you can find any new books that we might be testing out for next year's catalog, or just a title that we love that we want to have on the website, and even titles that we maybe have a one-time purchase that we just want to offer to our programs. Those can all be found on the website. If you ever are working on a specific project and are looking for a specific diverse book, you can always reach out to myself or give us a phone call, and we can try and look into either ordering it for you, or if we're not able to for some reason, pointing you in the right direction to find that book for your project. An example of a title that we might test out on the website to then move into the catalog is that Lola Goes to School title, which will be in our 2023 catalog, which is great. So now we're gonna go, I just wanted to touch upon the spring savings that we're currently offering. So we typically, as a company, offer 5% or our bonus partner packs for once you spend over $100. But from now until the end of June, we are offering special savings for orders over $500, where you can get instead of the 5% discount, you could get 8%, 10%, or up to 15% off of an order, which is exciting. This can't be combined with our partner pack promotion, so they are separate. So if you still prefer those partner packs and free books, that's totally fine. But we just wanted to mention that we do have this big sale going on right now for you to get more books for your money. I also wanted to mention that we will, at the end, I'm going to announce 2 lucky winners that will receive books from us. So I'll reach out to you afterwards to get your shipping address if we don't already have it. And we will send you some fun books just as a thank you for attending. So that is me. I hope I didn't go too quickly for everybody. But again, my name is Natalie. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the chat. We also have our Director of Sales and Marketing in attendance, Sarah. So if you have any questions for her as well, she is here. And the couple of titles that are listed here are some of my daughter's current favorites. Be Brave Little One specifically, we have been reading that one to her since she was born and she loves it. Panda Loves Peas, I have read that now about 1 million times. The images in that's a high contrast with colors when it comes to the food. And then space, our chalk art series, the moon is her favorite thing to point out. So I just wanted to say thank you guys again for attending, and I really appreciate your time. So let me know if you have any questions.
So Natalie, there's one question in the chat. Let's see, someone says, well, we're able to get more books for our PAT program, Parents as Teacher program. So will they be able to get more books?
Yep. It seems Priscilla might be referring to the discount that we have going on, the spring promo for the PAT program. So, or the spring promo we're having that will apply to her PAT program. So she can totally get more books using that discount.
I just want to say that overall, we can get more books than we were able to get before connecting to All About Books. And I learned about a SMART conference. I learned about it and brought it to my supervisor. And that's how we enjoy so much. It's like Christmas every time we get books for our families, because we love to share the books with our families. So they're great books.
Good. Thank you so much, Priscilla.
And Natalie, you may select the 2 winners. I put those in your chat.
Oh, great. I don't see it, Yvonne.
No? Okay, let me try it again. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Let's see.
Natalie,
To answer Tamika's question, yes, it could apply. It would apply to your Healthy Start program, the spring promotion. And it looks like we have Lumisha Staton and Savannah Lowe as our winners. So I will be reaching out to you down the line after this to receive your shipping information so that we can send you some fun books as a thank you.
Congratulations to our winners.
All right.
So we are going to put the 2 surveys in the chat. Yesterday's survey and today's chat. So thank you so much for attending our sponsorship session with Natalie. Natalie, thank you so much. We love all the books. We never get too many books. So thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful prizes. And the prizes are, you will get a tote full of books from Natalie. So that's a great prize. So there's 2 of you. The 2 of you will receive those 2 wonderful totes. We would like to thank you for attending this session. We ask you to complete the surveys that are in the chat. And also we hope you look forward to your next session. And let's see, we do have a code that you may use for the grand prize. And that code is reading. It's listed in the chat. So make sure you take the survey, complete the form for the final grand prize for attending all of the sponsorship sessions. Again, we thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you, Natalie, for being here with us. We're going to give you a few minutes of your day, few minutes back in your day. So thank you so much. We can all go to lunch now and enjoy and come back for your next session. So again, thank you all. And if we can help, please email us at conference@smartstart.org. Thank you. Bye-bye.